Um, Legal title. In Spain, are there different categories of legal title, some fuller, some less important than others, or does everybody have the same full legal title, what we would call freehold title?
Yes, freehold title is really what we have in Spain.
Yeah.
And yes, of course, the ownership at the end of the day is regulated at the title deeds, and it's the same. Of course, every single type of acquisition, of ownership of a property could be different, could be some postponed payments, conditions with a certain number of clauses or charges or liens. But at the end of the day, you know, the legal title is the same.
And it's the same as a Spanish person would have?
Absolutely the same.
What about if I choose to buy a property with my wife or with some other person? How does that work, the concept of joint ownership?
Yes, you can own a property with several owners. There is no limit for that. So this is really a very common practice in Spain. In Spain, when we have this institution, is called pro indiviso. And pro indiviso is the way that you own 50% or the third or a fourth of a property, and everybody is co-owner of that property without any specification about who is the owner of which piece of the property. So everybody is co-owner of the whole property as such.
And when one co-owner dies, does that property then automatically pass to the other co-owners, or is it disposed of through their will and in the normal way as part of their inheritance?
Yeah, it's got to follow the rules of inheritance. And the rules of inheritance, there is a procedure that is established, whether you have a will or in those cases in which people don't have a will. So this is really regulated in our Spanish civil code, and there is a procedure for them.
And if you're wanting to buy a property in Spain, there are lots of ways you can structure the legal ownership. I mean, for example, you could just put the property in your name, or you could put it in the name of you and your wife, or you might put it into the name of your children, or a limited company, maybe a Spanish limited company, maybe a foreign limited company, lots and lots of options. Making the right choice there is very important, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So the part of this, one of the first things that everybody that is considering buying a property will have to be thinking about which legal structure is the ideal, considering the personal circumstances, considering the type of a property, considering the price of the property as well, the family, and the intentions about what to do with the property, if like an investment, like a second home. So it will. Every family, every owner will be a different case.
And it can make a huge difference to inheritance rights, and it can make a huge difference to the amount of taxes you'll have to pay, depending on the way you choose to own the property.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when we talk huge differences, we're talking on a 500,000 euro property, you could be talking about 100,000 euros difference in taxes between the best solution and the worst solution. So really, people need to get this right.
Yes, absolutely. So deciding which legal structure to use when buying a property is essential.
Yes.
And requires a very deep study, analysis at the very beginning.
And it is at the very beginning, ideally before you've even found an individual property to buy, because otherwise you get involved in this race to sign a contract and to sign the escritura, and during that period, people just forget about this really important issue. And then you get to the notary to sign the title and you find it's just, everyone's just assumed you're going to do it in a certain way, which may not be the way for you. So early advice about this can save you a huge amount of money.
Absolutely. The earlier, the better. And the reason for that is because sometimes you are buying a property, you didn't have yet a meeting with the lawyer. And once you meet the lawyer, you see that you have agreed with the vendor of that property with a time frame that is not realistic because of building up that legal structure that best accommodates your family requirements.
Yes.
So if you could plan this in advance, the earlier the better.
Okay.